Hello everyone and welcome to the Minja the Red channel. Yet another match day preview. This time it's Sunderland versus Man United. It's been a good week for Man United after confirming their Champions League qualification. They did so against Liverpool in the 3-2 win. The first double we have done over Liverpool in a decade. So it's going to be a good week where there are going to be just reports about new signings, about the manager, because it's time we decided who the manager will be going into the summer. We need players will obviously need to know who the manager will be. And it's time to keep also winning because we have won the last 3 games and this is another chance to win 4 in a row, possibly even win 5 in a row, get that hair guy out of the news because he's waited for so long to cut his hair. Looking at this game, it's third against 12. Man United are on 64 points while Sunderland are 47 points. It's still a game that has significance for Sunderland because Sunderland still are within touching distance of Europe. If they win this game, you know they'll be in a good position to look for that Conference League, perhaps even the Europa League. There are teams, I think, from 6th all the way down to 12 are still fighting for Europe. Newcastle is still in the mix. Even though the teams that are higher up from 7th, 8th, Brighton and Chelsea are better off. So it's going to be a game with significance for Sunderland. Sunderland will want to win this game. But Man United come into this game with a lot of confidence. Players will be coming back. Dogu will have to get more minutes. He played well the minutes he came on. There are going to be concerns. One of the concerns is Sesko. Sesko in the last game came off at halftime. I don't know if he's ready to start this game again. So if he's not ready, then somebody else has to come in. Cunha, there were reports all over the week that I think there were fake reports about Brazil not saying that he should play again so that he can rest. He has an injury that he's been carrying. He's been playing through pain. But most of these professional footballers, you are rarely 100%. You are always playing with an eagle somewhere or some pain. So I'm not sure that news is very correct because it's around 1.5 months before the World Cup. I don't think he would rest that much. He would lose form. So this is also another game that he can play. Lisandro Martinez comes back after his ban. He was on a 3-match ban following the red card he got against Leeds United, against Calvert-Lewin for pulling his hair. He was given a retrospective ban of 3 matches because they deemed it to be violent conduct. So he finishes that ban and she should be ready to come back into the team. I'm not sure if that would be the right thing because I think Heaven has done very well in his absence and I don't think it will do very well for his confidence to just get out of his team as soon as Martinez is available. So let's look at other parts of this game. If you look at the team form, Man United are in very good team form. As you can see, they have won their last 3 games. They lost the game against Leeds and drew the game against Bournemouth, but recently they have been in very good form. Sunderland, on the other hand, the last 3 games they lost 2 and drew 1. They drew against Wolverhampton Wanderers. They obviously were 1 man down because one of their players got a red card, but Wolves were able to equalize. They did well because they didn't lose that game. They also lost 5-0 to Nottingham Forest. That was a very convincing win by Nottingham Forest at the Stadium of Light. The other game they also lost, I think 4-3. So they are a team you can't really know which team will turn up because they also won against Tottenham and against Newcastle even in this poor form. So you have to really be careful with them. When they turn up, they can be a very good team. But Man United, I think, will have a much firepower that they can't deal with. Looking at the head-to-head, here is the head-to-head. If you look out of these 6 games, Man United has won 5 of them, while Sunderland has won 1. The one game they won, it was at Sunderland at home. I think it was back in 2016. But the recent game that we played, it was one of the first games after having a poor run of form that Ruben Amorim won. It started a run of 3 games, winning run. So it's going to be a case where we are looking to do a double. I think we did the other double against Liverpool. We also did a double against Chelsea. So the more we can do teams double, I think it will give us the confidence going into the next season. If you look at the games that we only focus on the home matches, the games that have been played at the Stadium of Light, the most recent game we won 2-0, but previously in the last 3 games, Sunderland won 2 of them and drew 1 of them. So it's a team you can't take lightly when they're playing at home. And you know, there's some of these teams, they turn up for the game against Man United. If it's a big game, they want to showcase their talents. They know this is a game that will have a lot of viewership, so you can't really take it lightly. One of the things that the fans probably thought is that now that you have qualified for Europe, now that we have already completed things, then it's a time to give the youth a chance, try to change the team. But I think it's not exactly the time to completely do wholesale changes. I'd like for it to be towards the end of the game. We give the likes of Shea Lacey, James Thwaite some minutes, but at the beginning of the game, I'd like us to take it seriously. Hopefully, win by a few goals, and then they can come on to showcase themselves without any pressure. So, if you look at the team lineup, this is the lineup I've gone with. Obviously, there are some concerns that we have not had that Michael Carrick press conference yet. So without the press conference, we can only guess based on what we saw from the last match. In the last match, we lost Sesko at halftime due to an injury. I don't think he has recovered from it, but we'll learn more about it when Michael Carrick is interviewed. So looking at this team, I think Lamet should start in goal. He just made one of his first mistakes since he was signed last week, but he also redeemed himself in game. It was an in-game redemption. There was also one thing he cleared off the line, so he's still confident. I think it didn't affect him, so he should start in goal. Dalot and Shaw will be the wing backs. I think it's good we give Heaven another chance, even though Lisandro Martinez has come back. I think Maguire and Heaven starting, they have been doing very well. They should continue. Casemiro and Maino will be the midfielders. Bruno Fernandes is going after the record. The 20 assist record is on 19, so this is also another game he can get a chance to get an assist. Cunha will start as the left wing. I think he's ready to start this game. Ahmad is in need of confidence. He's in need of a full game where he can build his confidence. He should start in the absence of Sesko. If Sesko is not there, then I think that should be the front three with Mbeumo playing in the striker instead. Mbeumo has not had a very good form. Perhaps this has been the reason, because he's been changed from striker to right wing, from striker to right wing, so he's not had that much stability. But I think this is a game where he can also get a chance to improve his game, to also maybe score. So this would be the lineup for me. If we can play with that lineup, and then towards the 60th, 70th minute, we can put some academy players in. Some of the players that will need game time in this game are Zaxi. We can look at Lacey, Jim Thwaite. Not very many wholesale changes. We also need to take it seriously. I think the players also want to make sure that Bruno Fernandes gets his assist. And if we start with a strong team and we can also win this game, winning 4 in a row, winning 5 in a row, towards the end of the season, I think it will be a good game. The last game where we are playing Brighton, that is also another game we can experiment. I remember there was a time we played with the kids against Crystal Palace, the final game of the season. They won 2-0. So some of them have the experience and they can win some of these games, but we can't really do it early enough. Let's give them the last game where they can enjoy themselves. But in these 2 games following the win against Liverpool, it would be good if we won both of them. The last game of the season is just about enjoying themselves, and I know they can also get a win. So let's see what this week brings. This game will be another game where we watch without pressure. We want to see how the players apply themselves. We want to see if you can have more possession than the remaining games that we have had. We have had games where we have had 47 possession, and I think this is a game where the players can assert themselves. So share your views about this review, share your preview, share your thoughts, like this content, subscribe, and let's continue growing this channel. Thank you.